Hello, my trophy hunting friends, once more. Welcome to another trophy list review. Today, we're looking at Mr. Greybush 2084, who has an impressive 143 platinums. That's nice, that's good going. I'm looking forward to what kind of games he has. I'm not sure if I'm expecting as much shovelware as the last one. That kind of set a new bar for shovelware, so that's what I'm going to be like thinking of whenever a lot of those kind of games come up. But I kind of mentioned this a little bit in the comments and in the last trophy list review. I'm trying to learn what a good easy platinum is, 1 out of 10s, but good games, compared to what actually is shovelware. So I'm trying to make that difference and get better at that, so please bear with me. But yeah, as always, we'll be doing the awards at the end, so stick around for that. That's usually in the last 20 minutes or so. But alphabetical order as always, and yeah, we'll get right into it. And just a quick side note, we did reach 1,000 subscribers, so thank you so much for that, everyone who's watched and liked and commented, and you guys seem to enjoy this kind of stuff, so it's going nicely and I'm having fun, and I hope you guys are as well. If anyone wants their trophy list reviewed like this, you just got to leave your PSN in the comments. Please subscribe. And sometimes there's trouble with leaving your username in the comments. Just reply with a space in your name and then say as much, or reply to any other comment, or hell, just add me to PSN. People are adding me to PSN all the time and asking if they can be added to the reviews. I don't mind that at all, whatever works for you guys, it's all good with me. So yeah, please go ahead and do that. But cracking on, alphabetical order, Greybush 2084, 143 platinums, let's go. Scroll down. Right, what are we starting with today? Oh, I'm actually nervous after the last one, to be honest. Right, A Knight's Quest. Do I know this game? Absolutely not. 12.06% platinum in 2 weeks. I'll have to look this one up. Moving on. I'm going to try and spend a little less time on stuff I don't know, and maybe I'll edit something in the after bit, which reminds me, there should be a bloody space below me, not the awards. 2 secs. There we go. There you go, live editing for you. Why not? Why not, eh? Adam's Adventure Origins. Now, I think I know about this one. It's an easier platinum. Yep, 5 hours, 46 minutes. It's not shovelware. I'm not going to say things are shovelware anymore. I think this is an easy platinum with, low effort trophies, and it's a bit of a... I got a feeling it's a bit of a Drake's Fortune ripoff, like an Uncharted alternative. I could be wrong about that. I have looked into this before. Probably when I was trying to get, racing to 100, I was looking for easier games. But yeah, maybe it wasn't out then. I'll have to look into it. Adventure Time. We've seen a few Adventure Time games. I really should be a bit more knowledgeable about them now. But I'll say it again, my only experience with Adventure Time is... I don't know, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and Multiverses, where you can play as Finn and Jake as characters, which reminds me I need to go back and get that platinum, because I'm pretty sure they're shutting down the bloody game soon. So yeah, someone remind me of that. I think this has come up before. Air, I don't know how to say that, someone will butcher me for that, I'm sure. Memories of Old. Another easier platinum. So just judging from the first 4 or 5 platinums here, and I can see a couple coming up, I think this list is going to be leaning more towards the easier side of platinums, but I'm hoping the difficult ones will shine through and kind of take over the list from these easier games. Now, Agents of Mayhem is pretty impressive. That's a decent 4 out of 10 difficulty, 60 hours. I actually have this game. I have never played it, and it's unobtainable, so I probably will never load it up now. But I got the steelbook. I got the steelbook somewhere over there. I might have to find that. I wonder what is unobtainable about it, but I'm guessing it's going to be online stuff. Still, 6.69% is very good. So yeah, I think that's your first platinum I actually like. Albedo. Now I share in your pain here. Now, I don't know, this is an easier game. Yes, I only played it because it was 2 hours 48 minutes. A really unfortunate thing about Albedo is kind of like it's almost a good game, you know. It's like a point-and-click adventure, like an FPS broken sword in a way. You need certain items to progress to get past, you know, the level you're in, the room you're in, or whatever. I remember the first room has you like making like a makeshift trap for a rat. You get some cheese or something, or an apple, or maybe it's just a food bar, and you put it under a vending machine, and you hook up a rope to it, and you lure a creature into it, and you pull it down. And I always thought that was pretty clever. So it has like these little glimmers of, hey, this could be a not bad game, but you know, I won't beat around the bush as to why I played it. It was for an easy platinum. It just surprised me a little, that's all. Another unfortunate thing about this game is you don't actually have to finish the game. You don't need to complete the single player to get the platinum. And I didn't, you know, I got the platinum, I was like, I'm not going to play this. So I'm not going to pretend why I played this. It was literally for the platinum. It just happens that I kind of liked it, which was a bit weird, to be fair. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that one. That one hasn't shown up before, so I'm glad you've got that. Alteric, not heard of that one. 3 hours, 19 minutes. Again, in a previous list, I probably would have said, oh, this is shovelware, but no. I now know this is something I need to look up and decide whether it's an easier game that just happens to be short. And the art doesn't look like shovelware, so I won't say it is. Definitely not. Then we've got some double stack ape escapes. So I think these are pretty easy. Yeah, 2 out of 10s. I doubt they have auto pop, and both were done in a day and a few hours. I like a double stack if I really enjoy the game, and Ape Escape is a classic PlayStation franchise. Would I say it's something every trophy hunter should have for PlayStation? Maybe not. I think all I did when I was younger was play a demo of Ape Escape. I've never played the full game, so I would probably really enjoy this, to be honest. So yeah, and this question comes up every now and again. Do you ever fancy playing the games you review? You know, all the time. Honestly, I make like mental notes of like Ape Escape or these other games with interesting art. I can't think of any that I've actually gone and played after doing a trophy list review, but I do have my own little separate list of like the 5 or 6 that I've done of interesting games to me that I haven't quite played yet. I think one of those questions is coming up in the Q&A that I'm doing for 1,000 subscribers. You know, what games have you liked to play from doing the trophy list reviews? So maybe Ape Escape will go on that. Maybe it will. And then you've got arcade game series. I respect these. These are actually a lot harder than they seem. You can buy them in like a triple or quadruple pack, which is exactly what I did. And again, along with Albedo, this is a game series that I bought just to get closer to my 100th platinum. That's my biggest shame, is getting games I wouldn't have necessarily played normally, other than wanting to get to 100 quicker. And Dig Dug, which, you know, I love Dig Dug. If you haven't played that, it's literally like an old arcade digging game. And it was actually pretty fun and quite difficult. There's guides for it and stuff, but, you know, 20% it's not, you know, easy, to be honest, but they are cheap, quick games if you're good enough to platinum them. And that's the same with Galaga, which I didn't fancy. You know, I love Galaga. I love these Space Invaders and side-scrolling spaceship shooters and stuff. I mean, Galaga's still going strong today, and they are some of the hardest platinums in existence with R-Type and other games like that. So I probably would like to go back to Galaga. I don't think I did Miss Pac-Man. I think I did Pac-Man, and that's even harder. I mean, 2 out of 10. I think there might be a guide you can follow that makes it 2 out of 10, but generally, Pac-Man is a very difficult game, believe it or not. So yeah, I don't mind these. They're just classic games, and retro gaming is part of who I am and what I love, so I respect that. I really like that. So already this list is quite cool. I'm enjoying it. And then you've got a couple of Assassin's Creeds. Now, I'm always a bit harsh on Assassin's Creed. I think I should stop being harsh and play some games and make some more judgments on on them after I've actually played a few more, other than 1 and 2. You know, I've played 1, I've played 2, I've played Black Flag. So my whole basis of, oh, I don't like Assassin's Creed is based on 3 very older games that I enjoyed. That's the weirdest thing. So I've kind of, you know, I do watch my own reviews back and I'm like, what the hell is this bloke rambling on about? Why doesn't he not like Assassin's Creed? That's what I think. So God knows what you guys think sometimes. I liked Black Flag. I want to go back and get the platinum if I can, but I know nothing about it. I just played it a lot. And I can't remember what trophy I got. That might even be a hidden game, which is like another question that's come up. What games have you got hidden mode? So I'll be going through that on the Q&A, or I might make a whole separate video on my hidden games and reveal them to the world. That might be fun. That might be fun. So yeah, nice Assassin's Creed platinums. I am put off by the newer ones, so like Origins and whatever else, Valhalla, because they just seem like giant, massive games. If I was to go back, I probably would go back and get the platinum for 2 and Black Flag, and maybe I would go from there and see what's up. And Black Flag, 5.39%, very respectable. 5 out of 10, nice one. Right, moving on from the Assassin's Creed, and we've got a couple of Astrobots. Astro's Playroom and Astrobot. I've recently went back to, I'm going to say Playroom. Playroom is the first one, Astrobot is the second one. I went back to Playroom and got the 100%. I was missing the DLC. After Blinkoom reviewed my list, and he said, go back and get them, they're easy and fun, and he was right, and I got it in, I don't know, it was a good hour, you know, going back to get these little 100%. And then I realised that someone on my bloody friends list had beaten my speedrun high score. So the competitiveness in me, not trophy related, just went ahead and played the speedrunning for like an hour. I don't think I beat it, so I'll have to go back and do that. But yeah, we always say this, these are platinums every trophy hunter should get. Astrobot is, you know, you don't have to get that right away. I'm waiting for that to go down. I know what it is, it's game of the year, it looks brilliant, but I'm trying to save money. I'm trying not to spend 60, 70, what soon to probably be 80 quid for all these game price rises on new games that are going to be 10, 15 hours. I'm struggling internally thinking about Doom Dark Ages, because I know it's going to be like one of the game of the years for me, and I want it day one, but there's no multiplayer, and we'll get around to the point soon. It's going to be 70 quid, isn't it? 70 quid for maybe 20 hours, maybe more for a trophy hunter. I don't know if I want to drop 70 on a brand new game that's only going to be 20 hours. And this is the problem with Monster Hunter, you know, it spoiled me. Even the most recent one, Wilds, I platinumed in 100 hours, but still that was 100 hours, 70 quid for 2 people as well. Makes me think of value and money. I'll probably forget about that when Doom comes out and just absolutely play the hell out of it. I don't think I can sit on Doom. I don't think I can wait for it. So yeah, back to the actual point. Astro, wicked games. Every platinum, every trophy hunter should get those platinums. And then we have Batman, the Telltale series. One of the okay-ish Telltales, I think. Very easy, 1 out of 10. I mean, everyone loves Batman, so no one should have a problem with these platinums, to be fair. They're fun, story, narrative-driven games with interesting choices. And to be honest, Telltale games are worth playing just for like the janky face animations and reactions. I love them. I live them. They're really, really fun. And then we've got Beast Quest. Don't think I've seen that on a list before. I think that's an older game, isn't it? Like a... Oh, no, I'm thinking of something else. I'm not sure what this is. Probably a 3D adventure game, I've got a feeling. 2 out of 10 difficulty, yeah, only 23%. That's interesting. I'm not really sure how a 2 out of 10 game would have a lower percentage. Maybe I'll have to look into that. Ooh, and then you got some Legacy of Kain, some Blood Omens. Both of these were pretty long from what I remember. They're old, you know, PS1 games. Really classic, quite janky. You've got the save states to make it easier. but not something I played a huge amount when I was younger. I played the later PS1 ones, the Soul Reavers, you know, that's what I poured my time into, Soul Reaver 1 and 2. But saying that, I still don't have the remaster, the re-releases they did. Still, wicked games, and definitely worth playing, and of course available to anyone who has PlayStation Catalog. So yeah, that's a good slice of PlayStation history there. Double Stack, so you obviously enjoyed it, and you did both around Christmas time. Lovely. I think that's when they came out. Moving on, Bricks 2. I think I'm going to classify this as shovelware. I don't know if you can see that thumbnail, but I'm gonna enlarge that, and then I'm gonna look up a trailer, and then in post editing we're gonna see what this game is, and I think I know what it is. I think it's gonna be the classic brick. You know, you've got your panel moving left to right on the bottom, and then you got the ball rebounding. This is complete guesswork, by the way. And you gotta kill the blocks. You gotta kill the bricks up and down. I forgot what the original game was called. But judging from that thumbnail, I think it's going to be that classic ball bouncing brick game, but with waifus in the background. That's it. That's my guess. We'll see if I'm right, and I'll let you know. So yeah, I'm going to classify that as shovelware. Oh, even though it has DLC. Interesting. Alright, moving on to Bugsnax, a strange game. A strange game that I don't know much about. A lot of my friends played this, and I know it's got a really good little theme tune, and my friends really enjoyed it. Other than that, I can't remember much about it. I think it was on PlayStation Plus, so I do have access to it. I didn't try it. I guess it's like a monster collecting kind of a thon where you've got to get the different animals on the island and stuff, and they all look like food. I remember this curly fried bug caterpillar. I have to get him on the screen. I'm not explaining it very well, but yeah, good game from what I remember. Good game. But no, I don't know too much more about that. Castlevania though, lovely. Castlevania is the castle to my Metroidvania. I don't even know what that means, but yeah, I love Castlevania. Not as much as Metroid. If there's a Castlevania and a Metroid kind of yin and yang, I'm on the Metroid side of it. Still, there wouldn't be Metroidvania without this game, Symphony of the Night. My favourite Castlevania, because it's the one that really just injected all that goodness into the genre that I love. Immaculate music, pixel art. It's a wonderful, beautiful game, and obviously Castlevania is super popular now, as is Alucard, who is the main character of this game, hunting down Dracula in his castle. What I love about Castlevania is the castle switch. When you complete the game, the castle then goes upside down. It's amazing. Who even thought of that? He probably literally fell on his head and thought, oh, everything's upside down. So yeah, I really like that it's got like this nice big playthrough. When you think you're done with this kind of exploration game, you've got to explore everything else literally turned on its head. Really cool. Really cool. So one cool game to the next, which is Coffin Dodgers. I'm only joking. Yeah, this is shovelware. We're going to call this shovelware. I looked into it a bit in the last list, and it didn't look great. It's a bad game. 2 out of 10, 4 hours. You did it in less than a day. So yeah, we're going to call that shovelware. Still, I think you've got not that much shovelware already, whereas on the previous list, we got through about, I don't know, we got through about 20 already, I think, by C. I'll have to look that up. Color Guardians, not familiar with it, but a Vita game. I doubt you played this on a Vita, because judging from your list, it looks like most of your games are PS4, PS5 so far, but I know nothing about Color Guardians. Another one to look up. Control, we do know. Control Double Stack, 4 days, 3 hours, and a year, 6 months. So I doubt that's... Oh, they're both in February of 2022. I didn't realise it was that old. Must be pretty old, right? The more Control I see in trophy list reviews, the more I fancy downloading and loading it up. And no one's really corrected me, and I keep saying it, but I think this game has a trophy where you only have to collect a certain number of collectibles, not every single one. And I think that's something lots of games should follow suit, because so many games are like collect every collectible you've ever seen. If they did it like collect 75 of the collectibles, that would make these kind of trophies and platinums a little easier to bear. So yeah, that's why I'm interested in Control. And of course the cool telekinetic shooting powers and stuff. And then you've got Daxter. I've never heard of a Daxter game, just Daxter on his own. Is that a PSP game maybe? Honestly, I've never heard of just Daxter. Where's Jack? Where did Jack go? 58%, easy games, load and save states available, and rewind, I'm guessing, on this kind of catalogue game. So yeah, easy. I need to go back and get the original PS2 one, the Precursor Legacy, is it? I'm very close to that. I just need to do a bit more, funnily enough, collectibles that we were just talking about with Control. Day the Tentacle, hilarious game. I love this game. I mean, yeah, it's 2 out of 10, it's 6 hours. If you follow a guide, it's extremely easy. I tried to play it without a guide because that's how these games are best experienced, in my opinion. If you're just playing for a platinum, then yeah, sure, use a guide. It's still enjoyable, you can still enjoy the writing, but a lot of these kind of games' charm is working them out. Again, it's like Broken Sword, it's kind of like that Albedo game, but with really cool pixel art. And yeah, just brilliant, really funny. It's about an alien invasion, invading the school, and then maybe some time travel. You've got several different characters who have different abilities or pros and cons to them. I might have to replay it soon. Again, that's on Vita. I think I just played that on PS4 as well. And now we have the completely and absolutely necessarily remastered Days Gone. This is the original version. To be fair to them, the remastered Days Gone looks pretty cool. There's like a horde mode, and this game is all about the horde, right? And the technology behind it. And it is impressive how many zombies they get on screen. I can't shake this vibe that it's like that really bad bike game, you know what I mean? Low Riders or something, I don't know. Basically all he does is drive, really bad animations, punch people off bikes, and then he sleeps with whatever woman he happens to save, even if they're in the most terrible of situations. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna sleep with you now. That game has ruined several other games for me, including Days Gone. I would like to play it. I probably would just play the remastered one, but I am a sucker for the older ones as well. Talking of older games, we've got Dead Island Definitive Edition. And Riptide, nice. I think I started this on the PS3, and I've also started the PS4 version. It's one of those series where I've started it a few too many times on different formats. I need to just focus on something. Riptide definitely has, yeah, the co-op trophies, and that's probably what I would struggle with to finish it. Still, our Definitive Edition, the first one, is 6.36% rarity. That's impressive. You got some good games in a row here. Very nice indeed. And oh, I love Dead Nation. So you got Dead Nation. This is Housemarque's Housemarque's? I'm gonna call him Housemarque. Housemarque's first game, I think. It was definitely the first game of theirs I played, and these guys, of course, went on to make the brilliant Resogun and the fantastic Returnal, which was very nearly my 250th platinum. I'm still playing it at the moment. It's brilliant. So they're kind of known for their twin stick shooter, arcade, bullet hell games, and every single one of their games, Alienation is another one, every single one of them has felt just arcade perfect. It's really hard to put my finger on what makes them so great, but it's like these tight, responsive controls as a torrent of bullets or whatever, hordes of zombies, or in Alienation's case, aliens, literally like aliens running at you. They feel really good. And this is one of our harder platinums, 7 out of 10, 2 playthroughs, 15 hours. What's hard about this game is the hardest difficulty is very tough, morbid difficulty. You've got to complete the game in co-op. I think that's the case for the non-Vita version. and get all collectibles, which includes all the armor, and it includes every trunk of every car in the game. Now the cars are really interesting in Dead Nation. There's parked abandoned cars everywhere, and if you shoot them, some of them have alarms and they attract the zombies and then explode. Brilliant, lovely. But if you melee the trunk of the car, you get gold, you get currency, and the trophy wants you to not blow up any of them. You can blow them up after, but you've got to get this, you've got to open the trunk before you blow it up. And you know, this is the kind of game where there's a lot going on the screen at the same time. You've got rocket launchers, you've got flamethrowers, you've got bullets flying everywhere. It's very easy to blow up a random car in the background. So it's a tough trophy. It's a very tough game. 2.63%. So yeah, that's probably my favorite platinum of yours so far, one I have a lot of experience with. There's 3 stacks of this as well. I have the PS3, the PS4. I'm working on the Vita stack, which is a very interesting play on the Vita, especially after all this time of, you know, not really having played a Vita for a while. So yeah, that's a cool platinum. Dead Rising. Now, Dead Rising is on paper something I should really like, and I find it interesting you've got like a streak of zombie games here. You got Dead Island and Definitive Riptide, Dead Nation, and Rising. And then Deadlight? Deadlight, what the hell is that? Oh, that's another zombie game, right? Alright, so you got 5 zombie games in a row. But back to Dead Rising. It's Capcom, it's zombies. Why the hell haven't I played it? It's the only like Capcom series I haven't fully got behind, and as a result, I haven't played 1, 2, 3. I think there's a 4. I think there's a big package, which is like a re-release of one, and then of course there's the, I love the name of it, Dead Rising Definitive Remaster. I think they've called it Dead Rising Definitive Remaster. So it's like Doctor. I don't know why that speaks to me, but it's DR. So all these great Capcom games that I had never played, and I should. So that's one series I kind of wish I got into when it was released, but you know, it's like a goofier Resident Evil, but at the same time, it's kind of like celebrating all the franchises, because so you're in a shopping mall and you can get like a Mega Man hat, you can visit Jill's Sandwiches, you know, for anyone who doesn't know, that's a massive Resident Evil Easter egg, and it's just full of cool stuff like that. So yeah, I am interested in Dead Rising, but I haven't really had the opportunity to talk about it before. And they're really cheap as well. They're always cheap, always on offer. So yeah, nice. And ultra rare, lovely ultra rare. That's not your first ultra rare platinum, but it may be your second or third. Good list so far, man. Good list. And it just gets better as well. We've got another ultra rare, Deadlight Director's Cut. So I think devs from Dead Island did an offshoot, made their own company. But yeah, ultra rare, man. That's a hard game. 6 out of 10. 10 hours. It's interesting that it's kind of short and sweet, but considered quite difficult. I like games like that. And talking of difficult, this is a very impressive platinum. 6 out of 10, 25 hours, unobtainable now. This is forever ultra rare. So this is a really cool platinum. It's something I tried to go back to. And look, you did that in about 2 months. Why does it not say 2 months? It says 1 month, 4 weeks. Is that not 2 months? Like, am I missing something there? Is there a 5th month week that, a 5th week month that I don't know about? But yeah, this is difficult. What's hard about Destruction All-Stars is, well, firstly, it's not as good as anyone wanted it to be. So the player base drop-off was hard. Even with it on PlayStation Plus, it just didn't succeed. So the player base became very small. After that, each trophy, there's a trophy for each character where you have to use their ultimate. Each car has an ultimate. And unfortunately, it's all variations of drive fast and whack them in the side. But still, you have to do certain things to get the trophy for each character. And that's what makes it difficult. Like Overwatch. Overwatch and Overwatch 2 have a trophy for each character using their skills or whatever. That's kind of like this. And it's a multiplayer driving game, man, that no one played. So yeah, respect to this, because even if this was fully boosted, which, you know, is completely possible, Even boosting takes coordination, time, and skill, maybe a bit of luck sometimes. So yeah, that's a really good, impressive platinum that you just can't get anymore. It's a Concord, isn't it? You know, it's another Concord, which, God, I've not thought about for a few months. Moving on to Drowning. Oh, that sounds like a barrel of laughs, doesn't it? I don't know what this is about. 93%. I'm gonna guess shovelware. I'm being really careful saying that word now because I flew it around too much in the last review, but I'm gonna guess this is shovelware. Duke Nukem. I fucking love Duke Nukem. So, lovely boomer shooter there. This is what I grew up with. Duke Nukem was the crudest and... was it the goriest? Probably was the goriest kind of shooter around then, other than Doom, of course. There would be no Duke Nukem without Doom, but this game leaned more into, you know, being sexy and stuff. You got strippers you can give money to. The cops are pigs. You know, it's really tongue-in-cheek and dumb humor. But get past all that, and the shooting and the weapons are really first class. There's some weapons in this I love. The simple shotgun. The shotgun's so good in this. I've got this on PS4 and Vita myself. I just haven't gone back to play. I'm not sure why. I can't remember. But yeah, I should have Duke Nukem. It'll go nicely with my Quake Platinums, I'm sure. Energy Invasion. No idea. So 3 out of 10, 2 hours. Either an easy game or shovelware. E for 1, I know this is a good game. Ooh, 9 years. That's a long time for not to have the platinum for a 3 out of 10. But again, it's 3 out of 10. One playthrough 5 hours. Yet it is 10%. Impressive rarity. Very cool. And then we have a walking simulator. Now this is the only walking simulator, and if anyone who doesn't know what that game genre is, you walk around and you click on things, and it's a very, you know, it's a chill game. It's a chill game with an interesting story, and the hook of the game is you want to find out what happened. In this one, I don't even know if you play as a person. I think you're just running around clicking on things as like an entity, but you're trying to find out what happened to this world where everyone is literally left, and there's notes and there's recordings and there's like ghostly apparitions where you can see conversations. It's very interesting. There's something sci-fi and spooky going on, and I think it might be, you know, it's like aliens in space. They were messing around with radars and satellites, and I want to finish it. I just can't remember why I stopped playing. Probably because I played it for a couple hours and didn't get one trophy. That unfortunately does happen with me quite a lot. Then we have a double stack of Fall Guys. Now that's very, very impressive. Very impressive. So the original is a lot more rarer than the newer one. Maybe that's because of its prestige. So either you're a god at this game, or you've managed to... Oh, one's an auto pop, fair enough. One's an auto pop, that's okay. But still, 10 out of 10, 100 hours. You have to be insane at this game because of the luck involved with the 5 wins in a row, or you'd have to be part of the biggest boosting session that I can think of, ever conceived, ever made, because you need, what, 60 people to help you get the platinum, and I don't think it takes away from the difficulty, you know, the time commitment, the patience needed, even if boosting is immense. So whatever way you look at it, this is a 10 out of 10 platinum. So that's extremely impressive, and it's 1.97%. You know, you're not going to find this on any run-of-the-mill list, put it that way. Right, then we have Faye, whatever that is, 2 out of 10. I'm going to say that's an easier game. A targeted, easier game that you enjoyed. That's what I like to think of that. Game of Thrones, the worst Telltale game. Very easy. Moving on from that one, God of War. Again, something I need to go back to. This is the sequel. What is it? It's just a sequel, right? It's just a sequel without a number on it. That's what we call it. But amazing game. I did enjoy. I talk about it a little bit more every time it comes up and give a new excuse as to why I haven't platinumed it. but I really do like it. I just love Kratos. I did think about this, why I haven't platinumed the newer God of Wars, and I think I just like whacking things with swords, you know, like the originals. The original trilogy, the Vita ones, and the other sequel they did. So they did a lot of the originals on PS3s. So it's probably like, I don't know, 6 or 7 games before this, and I've got the platinum in every single one. God of War is one of the game franchises I have the most platinums in, along with Resident Evil and, you know, Killzone Resistance, that kind of stuff. And I think I just like the old gameplay better. I think I like the less narrative focus, and I think I like the arcadey beat 'em up aspect of the original God of War. That's probably what it is. I don't know. Hard to explain myself fully without sounding like, ooh, I don't like new things, but maybe that is who I am. I don't like new things. Wouldn't surprise me. You got some Grand Theft Autos. Oh, nice. So you haven't got 4 or 5, which interestingly enough, these are the 3 PS2 games that I would like to platinum if I went back to Grand Theft Auto. Everyone is obviously waiting for Grand Theft Auto 6. I acknowledge it's, you know, its absolute grip hold on the industry. It's going to be an insane game. It's going to be huge. It's going to be £100 brand new easily. But it's not something I'm going to get. Didn't have much interest in 4, 5, and I don't have much interest in 6. Just, I don't know. I don't want to say I grew out of Grand Theft Auto, especially when they're some of the most mature games, you know, I've ever played. But I think my taste has just hovered away slightly to more things that I get along with, which, you know, it's more retro games, shooters, and fighting games. So maybe going back to this trilogy, because this is the remastered trilogy, isn't it? Really, the re-release. Maybe that would rekindle what I used to feel about Grand Theft Auto. Maybe. Oh, and then we got the best game on your list here, Hentai vs Evil. Yes. So, God knows, I think I've seen trailers for this. It's ridiculous waifu games. 37 minutes, 39 minutes, 90%. Are they? Yeah, they're shovelware. They're shovelware, but in the best possible way. Put it that way. The trailer for this game is wild. I might pop that on the screen. Horizon, again. PlayStation exclusive I struggle to complete. Open world, dinosaurs, archery. No excuse. I need to play that. Human Fall Flat. I think this is... Oh, wow. Okay, first of all, I don't really know what this game is. I think it's like a quirky puzzle game in a way. But I just want to highlight 100% with DLC, 0.57%. Very, very impressive, dude. 6 years. This must be something you've enjoyed and gone back to. But again, that rarity doesn't really match with the 4 out of 10 and 10 hours it takes to complete. But that would be for the base game, won't it? Yeah, 106 trophies. Oh boy, that is a lot of trophies you've got there for that game. Very nice. Then we have a triple stack, of the Precursor Legacy. I'm very jealous because I don't even have one. And what is this? PS4? Oh, I see. So you've got a different region of the same game, which a lot of games have. And this is probably a good time as any to say that I've ordered a German version of Dead Space 2. Easily one of my favourite games, and it's 9 out of 10 difficulty. You know, it's not an easy platinum. It's one of my best platinums, in all fairness. And the German version, like this Precursor Legacy, has a separate stack. So I cannot wait to play that. I'm pretty sure you can play it in English, and hell, I might play it in German anyway, for a laugh. But it's heavily edited because in Germany, when it was released, a lot of stuff was censored. So I'm kind of interested in seeing if I can spot the differences and just playing it again in general, plus earning a platinum again in one of my favourite games. That should be arriving next week, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, in terms of Jak and Daxter, the first in the series, I'm pretty sure, I need to return to this and get the collectibles. I struggle with the collectibles. Okay, now we have 2 Legacy of Kain Blood Omen 2. This was released alongside with Blood Omen 1 in December, maybe? So it looks like you got the originals in December, and then you went on and did the sequel in February for a few days. I think this is an easier game, and I think this is, instead of being like top down and cool looking, this one's like 3D and a bit more janky looking, and probably, from what I remember, maybe from what I've seen, less well received than the original. I can't really remember. And now we're talking, yeah, Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. So you got Soul Reaver, Soul Reaver 2, and Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remastered. I didn't realise there was a Soul Reaver 1 and 2 plus a remastered stack. That's interesting. Oh, I see. I know what's going on here. So when a game gets remastered, for some reason, they can't make the list separate on PS5. It's happened with loads of games, like Tomb Raider Trilogy, perfect example. That shares a platinum, there's not separate ones, yet when it's on PS4, you can have separate stacks. How interesting is that? And look, you got the same amount of trophies other than the +1 platinum. Yeah, that's super interesting. I do wonder what causes that. What kind of strange structure causes that you can't make separate platinums on the PS5? How weird is that? And nice, you got Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes 1. Oh my lord, you have quite a few Lego games actually. Let's scroll down a bit. Are they going to fit on one page? They are not. You have to count these now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 Lego games. Now, I would like to think you as a Lego mega fan, you know, but I know some of them are quite hard, as in, you know, 1 or 2 are 8 out of 10s, 100 hours, I think the Star Wars one is. I don't see any hard Lego games here, brother, so maybe other than Lego Worlds. I think I'm going to lean towards that you played these because they were easy. I'm not sure if you love Lego enough to be like, yeah, I'm a massive Lego super fan. Again, super assumption. But Lego's just so varied. It's more, you would, if you're a Jurassic Park fan, you would play Lego Jurassic Park and like whatever other Jurassic Park games are out. You know what I mean? I think people play Lego games in bulk for the platinums. My one was a bit random. I just wanted to play my Vita and I happened to play, you know, the Batman one, and it was my 50th platinum. I think it was my 50th anyway. So yeah, impressive amount of Lego games. That takes a lot of dedication to play this many. My only recommendation would be to play Lego Batman 2. Oh, you did? Sorry, apologies. That's the one you... Oh, that might be only PS3 Platinum as well that I've seen. Interesting, couple of Lego ones. I think some of these are available on the streaming, PlayStation Plus streaming, where you can stream PS3 games. Okay, nice. I respect how many Lego games you have. That's cool. And they're not 1 out of 10s, you know, they're not terribly short games either. They're all between 15 and 40 hours. So yeah, that's cool. I enjoy that. You got Lifeless Planet, which is again one. I'm a bit confused how so many of your games are like 1 or 2 out of 10. There's quite a few of them. They're not shovelware, so there's that. But at the same time, their rarity is respectful. So either the guide is quite wrong in its difficulty rating. I mean, that's always possible, I guess. Who even makes the guide difficulties? Is there some overlord who decides the difficulty of each game? Or is it individually attributed when they make the guide? Interesting. I never really thought of that, to be honest. And then we've got Lily, Child of Chaos. Who knows what that is? 64%, 4 days, 23 hours. I'm going to say an easier game. Just an easier game. Nothing more. Double Stack of Little Nightmares. Not quite an auto pop, but I do this as well. I play the game and then I move on to the second stack of it because I enjoyed it so much. But because I've become a master of the original stack, I can do the one in a much shorter time period. And yeah, this one, you're on point. Look at this, 6-hour guide, 5 hours 58 minutes. You were made for that guide. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna beat the recommended time. Watch me. Very funny. Little Big Planet 3. Yeah, that's impressive. I always thought this was PS3. I forget they did a PS4 one, but yeah, brilliant platinum, man. That's difficult. Unobtainable now, of course. Ultra rare. And I've started several of the Little Big Planets. I'm not platinumed one of them. I wouldn't be surprised if they're in my hidden games, to be honest, which, you know, we're going to go through at some point. So yeah, another nice, worthy ultra rare platinum. Very cool. Marooners. What is this? Children's game? 20%. So again, a lower difficulty game, but quite a low rarity as well. So yeah, can't say anything bad about that one, to be honest. And you got 4 Spider-Mans, 4 massive reasons of shame for me that I haven't got one Spider-Man platinum. I'm gonna do it right this year. I'm gonna earn a Spider-Man platinum. If I don't, someone call me out on it. Okay, call me out on it, because I need a Spider-Man platinum. Enough time, and I'll wear my Spider-Man hoodie whilst I do it. Mecho Tales. Easier platinum, 2 hours, 2 out of 10, 76%. Low effort, not shovelware. I don't think that's shovelware. None of these actually look like shovelware. Like, you know what I mean? The Breakthrough Gaming, where everything looks like Pong. And that is a disservice to what Pong did, you know, for the games industry. But they look like calculator graphics. That's shovelware. Games like this, they're just easier games, targeted to, you know, quick completion. And that's all good. And there's another one. Metropolis Lux Obscura. Wow, I'm surprised I said that correctly. 11 hours, 11 minutes. Nice, 11:11. 72%. Nice and easier one. Minecraft. Ugh, I hate to admit this, but I started Minecraft in like a, I don't know, a moment of madness where I wanted some creativity. Obviously, this was way before I wanted to edit videos, and my creativity was being poured into YouTube and stuff. I just wanted to build stuff, and I don't know, I thought I'd give Minecraft a go. And, you know, it's a brilliant game. It wouldn't be one of the most popular and most successful game franchises of all time if it wasn't good at what it did. I would play this, I think, but yeah, it's just not really for me, the vibe of it, and I'd go back to it to get the trophies. I think it's quite happily on my list at like 12% or something. But yeah, 12% rarity as well. Interesting. And a hell of a lot of DLC, of course, which I think is, most of it is actually released for free. So yeah, respect to that. And the movie unironically looks awesome, but I'd never go see it in a cinema. I don't want to get stabbed or, you know, thrown popcorn on, one of the two. Both as bad as each other, by the way. Then we got the Mulaka. Wow, no difficulty. One of the only of your games without a guide on. That also had no guide on it. So yeah, 15 trophies, low amount of trophies, mostly golds, 18%, but very short. So again, you seem good at targeting these games with lower rarity. So trophy list reviewers can't really be like, this took you 2 days. This seems like an easy game. And then you'll be like, but, you know, but Baz, mate, but mode, 18%. How can you say that's an easy game? And the truth is I can't. So I have no choice but to respect it, even though I'm suspicious. I'm very suspicious of it. Very suspicious. Right, next up, the classic, My Name is Mayo. You know, the more I see My Name is Mayo, the more I'm like, you should just get it, man. Just download I Am Mayo and get it. Be done with it. Why not? Mate, if I ever reach 1,000 platinums, and someone might remember this, I probably won't. Shall I make My Name is Mayo my 1,000th platinum? Be a hell of a joke, won't it? It'd be great. Maybe I will. Okay, brilliant game. 10 out of 10. Love it, love it, love it. Nero. Nothing ever remains obscure. Do you think they thought of Nero first and then thought, oh bugger, we need to make some words to fit in that, otherwise it's pointless. 64%, 3 days. That's on the easier side. That's a nice targeted, easier platinum. Oceanhorn. This, I think I nearly bought this. It's like a, I think it's an RPG when you're on a boat, and you know, as much as the next fully grown lad, I love boats. Monster of the Uncharted Seas. I have to look into that one. That's going on the list. Party Golf. Never heard of it, and it's ultra rare. It's quite rare that I see an ultra rare and have never heard of it, so that's cool. Got it a few years ago. But again, what is going on here? 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10 difficulty, 10 hours, but 3.63%. Are you like the master at finding these easier games that are actually ultra rare and like on the lower percentages? I don't understand. Is there a forum thread somewhere with them all listed and you're like, yeah, that looks good. 3.63 for 2 hours. What is with that? I'll have to look into that game. I'm actually interested. Peggle 2, classic, obviously. Ooh, 6 out of 10. That's difficult. Yeah, Peggle's difficult, man. Okay, respect that. Planet of the Eyes. Ooh, 92%. On the old shovelware / easy game. I'm going to say it's shovelware. There we go. Done. Shovelware. Planet Rix 13. It's got to be shovelware, right? It's either so easy that... Oh, no, actually, I've looked into this because you're like a little Metroid fella. Okay, it's not shovelware. It's just a very, very, very easy game, I think. Maybe I'll put up a trailer of that one. But yeah, I think this is kind of like a tiny little Metroidvania, which is really cute. Portal Knights, 2.76%. Another ultra rare I've never heard of yet. It's another... I'm convinced now. I'm convinced you are like a targeted, easier, ultra rare trophy hunter. I don't know how you're doing it. I don't know the math. I don't know. No idea how you pull this off, but you've got another below 3-4 out of 10 difficulty that is ultra rare. It's either so bad that no one wants to play it, but it's easy, but people don't want to play it, or I don't know, there's something else going on. It's impressive how many of these kind of games you have. I'm actually genuinely impressed. Ratchet and Clank, I want to play this. I think it's time that I started and played a Ratchet and Clank, and I might as well do one that looks really nice, although this is a PS4 version. Is this not Rift Apart? Are they completely different games? Oh, okay, interesting. I have no idea what that PS4 one is. Rift Apart is the one I want to play on PS5, which, you know, is an easy game, but it looks gorgeous. My god, does it look good. Damn, Rayman Legends, 80 hours, 5 out of 10. This is like, I feel like this is rated lower than it actually is. Rayman is difficult, man, and is ultra rare. And it's a platformer, and it's one of those older platformers that are just difficult. Yeah, I'm super impressed with that. That's really good. I don't think I have any Rayman games, but it's something I used to play on the PS1. I love Rayman. Resogun, yes, I love Resogun. Another Housemarque game. This one is just, it's beautiful. It's fun to play. It's classic. It's so great. I've got some DLC to go back and get, but the DLC is super tough. Hence the 0.4% rarity. But brilliant game. I highly recommend the Vita version as well. It plays just the same, if not maybe better, on a smaller screen. Like, I love it on a smaller screen. Really cool. Right, and then we've got Rime. Another 2 out of 10, but 20% rarity. This is adding fuel to the fire of my suspicions that you're targeting these easier, low rarity games. How that works, I don't know. But very good. Right, and we've got Sackboy, double stack. Looks like you worked the game out in 3.5 months, and then you went on to blitz it in 2 weeks. I like that. That's very cool. Not something I've played. A couple of Saints Rows, lovely. You've got Re-elected 4 and Gat Out of Hell. This kind of falls into the Grand Theft Auto I've kind of maybe grown out of, or drifted away. When I say drifted away, I've not grown out of it. Drifted away from like open world games. Maybe that's the problem I'm having with like Horizon and some other stuff. I've kind of just drifted away from them, and I haven't really got the composition to do it anymore. You got Sea of Solitude. Not heard of that game. Looks like a bit of an easier game. Maybe I'll look up a Steam review. Maybe I will. Sea of Stars, I know. Yeah, I like this. I tried it and I was like, right, yeah, I'll play this. This seems wicked. And I left it for so long, it went off Plus or something, and now it wants me to buy it. Maybe I never added it, but I'm positive I downloaded it and played it, and it was part of Plus. It might have been one of those weird games where they just took it off, they just took it away from you. But I played the hell out of their first game, The Messenger, which is like a love letter to Ninja Gaiden and these 2D side action scrollers, and I loved that game. The writing was perfect. And everything leads to this being just as good, but instead of a love letter to Ninja Gaiden, it's a love letter to Chrono Trigger, one of the greatest RPGs of all time. And I know my friend played this and he loved it, and it's very well received. I didn't realise there's DLC for it, and it's actually super rare, 0.61 and 0.79 respectfully, so that's cool. Yeah, Wicked Games, nice platinums there, dude. Shadow of the Colossus, the PS4 version. I do not have one Shadow of the Colossus Platinum. I have them both on PS3, and which is a remaster, a re-release of the PS2 version. Then they did a full remaster of this one as well on PS4. Both brilliant games, breathtaking. The atmosphere, the combat, the feeling, the vibe of this game, that everything is dead and barren around you, but there's little endemic life running around. You know, it's not as lifeless as it first seems. It's all designed with purpose, and it's just a beautiful game. And the ending is brilliant. Every monster you fight is varied, and it's like a puzzle. It's a puzzle and a platformer as you fight these giant creatures. Wonderful game, absolutely wonderful. Spartan, I would say, is wonderful as well, but I have no idea what it is. I've never heard of that one before. 10 golds, 2 hidden, probably more golds, let's be real, and 12.71%. No rating, but I suspect maybe that's an easier low rarity one again. Maybe it is. And you got SpongeBob SquarePants, Battle for Bikini Bottom. Is this the, I'm not going to say much on this because I'm not sure, but I think this is the remaster of the 3D one from the PS1 or the PS2. I don't know. Looks cool though. Like the look of it. Then you got some lovely classic Spyros. I love Spyro. My partner really loves Spyro, and it's something we share. We used to sit down and watch each other play that when it first came out. The remaster was a joy to everyone when it was released. I think I like Spyro more than Crash, to be honest, but these aren't as prestigious as those platinums, as the first Crashes. I've played 1 and 2. I've got the platinums for 1 and 2, and I was like, that's enough Spyro for now. And I need to do Spyro 3 to round off the trilogy. So yeah, I should go back and do that. But again, I'm trying to avoid loading up new games this year. I'm trying to work on my back catalogue. So every new game adds obviously to the pain of the percentage going up. And then you have Stories, The Path of Destinies. That strikes me as a multi-branch adventure RPG. I don't know why. Maybe it's the title. Don't know much about that. And then Storm Boy, which I very, very wrongly categorized as shovelware in my last review. I now know this is it's based on a book. I think a very nice commenter said in the last review that this is based on a childhood book. It just happens to be a very easy platinum, but it's a good game, and it represents, you know, where it came from very well. And I looked it up and it looked really cute, so I would play something like that. No worries at all. Stranded Deep, however, I would never play. I hate it. Everything I hate is I can't play water games. You've maybe heard me talk about Subnautica, and the sci-fi aspect I can get along with that a bit more. But this is just you're a normal dude absolutely stranded with sharks around you and a raft, foraging on an island. Yeah, this would be terrifying for me to play. Don't get me wrong, I think sharks and the ocean is cool, and I like being scared sometimes. I like horror films and movies and horror games. I love to be, you know, scared out my mind, but there's just something about sharks, man, that is terrifying. Something under the water that you can't see, that can get your legs without you knowing. Ugh, no thank you. No thank you. So yeah, unless you can become really powerful and like one-shot the sharks and they stop being a threat, I don't think I could play that one. So respect to you for overcoming my fear. And then we've got Stray. This happened in the last review. I think Subnautica appeared, and then the next one was like a game about a cute cuddly cat. Which brings me down nicely, because I'm like, oh my god, I'm scared to... Oh, cats. Love them. So yeah, Stray, I need to play, but not today, because I don't own it. This is another game that was on Plus that I now have to pay for, because I never loaded it up, I guess. I'm not really sure how that works sometimes. You got a double stack, and you got Survive, Mr. Cube. Never heard of that. I imagine it looks like Minecraft. Looks pretty cute there. A decent amount of trophies though. So some shovelwares tend to just not have, you know, big lists. They usually have 10 goals or whatever. This has a respectful trophy list at least. So I can get behind that. And now we have Tales from the Borderlands. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Probably my second favorite Telltale game. It's actually really funny. Like, there's so many scenes that I quote to friends even today. The finger gun scene where they're just shooting each other with handguns using, you know, their fingers, that shooting each other pretending is brilliant. I watch it on I watch it on YouTube every now and again and genuinely forget how good it is. Oh nice, you do own a Vita. You got Tearaway and Tearaway Unfolded. I feel like this was like a Sony mascot for about 6 months. Like, whatever happened to the Tearaway guy? I hope he's doing alright. That's nearly ultra rare. Very nice. Teslagrad. Something I've started and played, but I don't know. It's kind of like a Metroidvania that I just found boring. I love Metroidvanias, but this game kind of made me realise I can't like a Metroidvania just because it's a Metroidvania. I need to dig. I need to get on with the vibe and the world and the atmosphere. And Super Metroid just sets such a high bar for that expectation that if it's just a 2D game with nothing kind of grabs me special about it, then I stay away from it. I need to go back to it because it's an easy platinum. Well, it says it's easy. 5 out of 10 actually sounds pretty. There's no way that's 5 out of 10, man. I just platinum BlazBlue Central Fiction, and that's a 5 out of 10 apparently, and it was one of the harder fighting games I've played in a while. So if Teslagrad is a 5 out of 10, I don't know who's thinking of these systems, man. Something's up with that. The Forest was harder than 5 out of 10 as well, I think. Brilliant game though, ultra rare, scary cave system, really nice graphics. Your son goes missing, and then you can choose to ignore him for weeks as you build your best log cabin, and then every now and again you get attacked by mutants. That pretty much sums up the story. But yeah, wicked game, very cool, very spooky as well, and a bit of a slept on co-op. I think there's a co-op trophy or 2 in there. But the co-op is amazing in the Forest. It reminds me I want to get Sons of the Forest, but it's only on PC at the moment. Then we've got Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, something I've played recently, this version as well. You have to solo grind the multiplayer. I mean, you can play the multiplayer yourself and legitly against other people, but the problem is you just don't earn that much XP, and you've got to get to level 60. You got to get to level 60 to unlock all the characters for a trophy, and that takes ages. So this became my chill out at 2 AM game and just farm the online solo whilst I was listening to podcasts or have other YouTube on, or just new albums or whatever. And you don't need to pay much attention. The single player is a lot better for paying attention to. You need to find optional conversations, a huge amount of collectibles. I enjoyed it so much going back to it that I very nearly loaded up the PS3 version instantly. I still think I will, because I enjoyed the game so much. I would quite like a double stack in it. That would be cool. Ooh, this could be your rarest platinum. I feel like I've read about this, that people don't really think this is as hard as it seems. 8 out of 10. I'm not sure. I might need to look into this one a bit. But I've got a feeling this one isn't really considered 8 out of 10. And if it is, then I'm completely unaware of it, you know. So don't take my word on anything. I'm just a guy. I'm just a dude looking at a screen, to be honest. Now, trying to. I mean, actually, I will say, you know, 1.09, regardless of where it's considered 8 out of 10 or not, is super impressive. Plus the DLC, 0.88. So, yeah, very, very well done. That is nice. That is nice. You got Trine 1 and 2. I've started to Trine, and I remember, yeah, 2 is like 1.89, but the sequels are super easy from what I remember. I'm not sure about 3 and 4. There's like 5 of them. And you're basically wizards. You're wizards with switching characters. And I always remember this one trophy. You need to like stack boxes on top of your wizard's head. It's kind of like got like this weird physics-based gameplay. Yeah, that's a blast from the past for me. I've not played Trine for 20 years, probably 15 years since... No, it would be 15, wouldn't it? Because obviously trophies have only been out 15. Yeah, I think this was a very early game for me on the PS3. That's the kind of memory I'm getting as I'm looking at it. Well, and speaking of memories, Twisted Metal 2, which means I get to say this again, that I was the first in the world to platinum. I always forget this bit. Twisted Metal 2, let's go for it. Twisted Metal 2 on the PS5. Nope, I'm wrong again. Then Twisted Metal 2 on the PS4. Bam. Boom. Yeah, there I am. And yeah, look, I beat that last guy by 8 minutes. Sorry, pal. You were close. But you weren't good enough. You weren't good enough. Not this time. Maybe next time. So yeah, I grew up with Twisted Metal 2. I used to load this up with not even the goal of completing it. I'd be like, right, today we're going to do tricks off the rooftops and see how many times I can spin in between buildings. I used to treat it like Tony Hawk's or something. I used to try and do like stunts with all the different characters and seeing what I could find out. I really loved this game. So yeah, nice stacks there. I've not even played Twisted Metal 1 for even longer. I should probably load this up so I have both. And probably I have to get both as well, because I have both the PS4 and 5 of Twisted Metal 2. Yeah, thank you for reminding me of that. Alright, we're down to the bottom of the list now, guys. So we've got Unravel. Cute little Ubisoft game, I think. One I'd actually like to play. Again, 3 out of 10, 9 hours, but 14.2%. Mate, you've got to show me this thread where you found these easier kind of rare platinums. World War Z. Now that is difficult. Like, I can't even pretend that that's not difficult. This is a multiplayer shooter, I think, kind of like Left 4 Dead. I could be wrong. But 7 out of 10, 2 playthroughs, 150 hours. I've got a feeling this might be your most difficult platinum, because I don't know, some of the others don't really scream difficult to me, whereas this feels legitimately difficult and legitimately long. I'll have to think about it, obviously, for the awards. But 2.71 for 150 hours and 7 out of 10, that's nothing to scoff at. That's really cool. Oh, Worms Battleground, that's difficult. 0.99. I've considered going for this. That's a brilliant platinum. Under 1% as well, very impressive. And Worms Rumble, something I have. In fact, I think this is I'm pretty sure Worms Rumble is my second rarest platinum, and you've knocked those percentages out of the park. This is like your fourth sub 1.5% platinum, I think. So yeah, really well done on the Worms stuff there. 100 hours for Rumble. It's a slog, man, and it's pretty much impossible now. The servers are up, just no one plays them. I wonder if you could boost it, but I'm not sure. But yeah, Battlegrounds, I think there's a multiplayer league. You may be able to boost it. 4 out of 10s, but yeah, they're difficult. Very cool. You got Yoku's Island Express. That I don't know much about. 40%, 2 days. Yeah, I think it's like a good fully fledged 3D game, but it's on the easier side. But yeah, I like 3D platformers. And lastly, Zombie. And now this is a difficult game. The hardest thing about it is, other than it looking like absolute arse, it literally looks like a Wii game, which it was. But it's a very tough survival permadeath game where one trophy asks you to complete it without dying. I think you literally can't play it without dying. Normally when you die, you have to restart the game, but you can collect your previous stuff. But on the hardest difficulty and not being able to die, it becomes super difficult. But I really like it. Like, it's kind of got these Dark Soul-isms to it, and it's just really fun. It's a good vibe. Obviously it's set in London, probably a better version of London than London actually is. It's less dangerous in this game than it is in real life. But yeah, Zombie was brilliant, and I imagine it's really cool on the Wii U. I remember now it's actually on the Wii U. It's not a Wii game, because you had the gamepad where you could navigate on the map and stuff. So yeah, I should play it on the Wii U sometime. But yeah, I like that game. Cool. Okay, well, I really enjoyed that list. That was overall very decent. So I'm going to go away, have a think, um, refresh a bit, and then we'll do the awards when I get back. See you in a sec. I've had a break, I've had a think, and we're moving on to the awards. So first up, as always, is No Plat, No Problem, where I look at your 100%. These are games without a platinum, and we decide what one my favourite is, basically. It doesn't necessarily have to be the rarest or the best. I've not looked at these yet, so we've got Abzu, Assassin's Creed, very nice. Ooh, Contra, okay, that speaks to me. Gang Beasts. Yep, Act Joyride, never heard of that one, although that is 3.15%, okay. Limbo and Little Nightmares. Didn't realise Little Nightmares wasn't a platinum, to be honest. Okay, this is quite simply going to Contra Anniversary Collection. That's a game that really speaks to me. It's something I own. I have it on the Switch and I have it on the PlayStation. I've not loaded it up on the PlayStation yet because I don't know. I need to get all the trophies in. That's probably why. It's quite a hard 100% as well, and these games are difficult. So yeah, definitely goes to Contra Anniversary Edition. Very nice. So for Franchise Fanatic, there's a few choices. Well, there's really only one choice, to be honest, and I'll get it out of the way straight away. I'm going to give it to the Lego games. So you've got 13 Lego Platinums, but I will say this, and it's not a super negative spin, but your list doesn't really scream franchise to me, you know? You haven't got all these Resi Plats, you haven't got loads of Assassin's Creed, you've got 2 or 3 at most in all game. I guess the only series other than Lego that I might be able to give it to would be Grand Theft Auto. But they all came in a single game package as far as I know. So yeah, there's nothing that really screams at me that you love something. And I think the Lego games you played just because maybe they're all easy platinums, because they're all part of different franchises, really, aren't they? You've got Batman, Jurassic World, Marvel. So I think giving it to Lego is a bit of a cop-out, but still, it's the series you've got the most platinums in. So that's what it goes to. So for the time committed trophy, this is the platinum that has probably taken you the most. I'm basing it mainly on the guide time and not how long it actually took you in, you know, the years that you took to earn it. Pirates of the Caribbean, for example, took you 2 months to earn, but it's only a 20-hour platinum, so that doesn't really count. We're going by guide time. So top of my head, Worms Rumble is a long one, 100 hours. You've got Rayman, that was 80 hours. You've got a fair few 40-hour platinums, but there's one that really stuck out to me. There's also one of your better platinums, and that is, where is it? World War Z here, 150 hours, 7 out of 10. And to be fair, it's one of your longer platinums anyway. It took you 5 years and 10 months. So I know that feeling, man, that where you just sit on a platinum for so long because it takes so long, but when you focus on it, everything falls into place. So yeah, that's what time committed goes to. 150 hours, 5 years, 10 months, and a nice ultra rare. So well done on that. I know exactly what the trophy of regret is going to. After looking up the game a bit, I'm going to give it to Bricks 2. I kind of gathered what this was when I saw it because of the thumbnail, but yes, you're basically playing an old classic arcade game with sexy pictures in the background. I guess the difficulty is staying focused, but I watched a couple reviews on this one, and there's one level where it's like a psychedelic cat with laser eyes. My god, it looked difficult to complete. So yeah, it was going to be this or Hentai vs Evil, but I think this is a bit more funnier. Trophy of Regret definitely goes to Bricks 2. Hey, Never Ending Journey is next, your 125th platinum, because you have 143. So that's your milestone, and I've got it here somewhere. There we go, 50th. It is Astrobot, which, what a wonderful milestone that is. The newest one, the game of the year. Fantastic game. I'm pretty sure this one my next award on the previous list, which was Heart and Soul. So I really love this game. It's not the one I've played because I don't want to spend so much money on it when it's, a shorter game, but still, fantastic milestone. And I'm looking forward to hearing what your 150th will be. Okay, time for the Heart and Soul Award. I like to give this to the game I like the best, and it doesn't necessarily have to be something I've played, but you've got a few games that I really enjoyed, and I think I'm leaning towards Duke Nukem because I love boomer shooters and those old style games, but no, I'm going to have to give it to Resogun, I think. It's my favourite game in your list. It's the one I've platinumed multiple times myself. And it's just a fantastic game. It's one I think everyone should play, and I'm really struggling to bloody find it. There it is. And you can play this on Vita, you can play it on PS4 or the PS3. There's two separate stacks for it. And it's just a brilliant, fun, skill-based bullet hell shooter. And every game of theirs, Housemarque, feels like this. But this one really stands out. And also, I'm pretty sure this was my first ever PS4 Platinum, so it holds a really special place in my heart because of that, and I want more people to play it, because it's fantastic, so please go and play Resogun. Leaves the wonderful very last award, the Crown Jewel. Now you've got some decent Platinums, man. Like overall, I am impressed with the number of, 5 out of 10 seem to be your favorite area, I would say, but there's some wicked games in here. There's Platinums I have, there's Platinums I wish I had. If we start scrolling down the difficulty though, obviously they get a bit more harder. I'm really impressed with Dead Nation, World War Z. Tricky Towers I'm a bit more unsure on from what I've read. Maybe you can elaborate on that for me, so that could possibly take it. But I'm definitely going to give it to the only 10 out of 10 in your list. Even if it was boosted, it's got to go to Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout. This game is notorious, and the amount of coordination and patience, if this was boosted, is still insane. If you got this legitly, then it's even more well deserved than I'm giving it credit for. But I think even the boosting deserves credit, because boosting something like this is insane. It's not easy to organize 60 people and get them in a lobby, and I know some trophy hunters who have boosted this, so regardless of whether it was boosted, 10 out of 10, if you got this legitly, then it's completely worth it, because winning 5 games in a row, or it may even be more than that, I can't remember, it's infamous. It's infamous among the trophy hunting community. So yeah, I think that's your best platinum overall, and that gets the Crown Jewel for sure. Which leaves us with your overall score, and to be honest, this is one of the harder trophy lists to score, because on one hand you've definitely got to focus on the easier games. There's many ultra rare even that are 2 or 3 out of 10, and I'm pretty sure you've found these through maybe a forum or doing your own research, which is really respectful in its own right. And then you've got things like Dead Nation and World War Z and some other hard 7, 6 out of 10s. It is a good list overall, and obviously the Crown Jewel went to Fall Guys, which is a 10 out of 10 difficulty no matter which way you got it. So I think I'm going to go a bit halfway, a bit over halfway even. I think I'm going to give this 6 out of 10 today. It is impressive. There's not much, if any, shovelware. It's just a little more leaning towards the easier side. And it would have been nice to see a few more, how do I word this, a few more skill-based ultra rare platinums, rather ones that are long and grindy or have the possibility that they were boosted. I'm not saying Fall Guys was boosted, I'm just saying it's possible that it's boosted, as well as what's another one that's possible? Destruction All Stars is a super impressive platinum, but that could have been boosted, maybe. It's hard to tell, but at the same time, I know you're absolutely capable of knocking out these harder games. So I really look forward to you letting me know what you're playing later on, and what your 150th milestone will be, and what kind of games you want to focus on maybe in a year or two. So yeah, great list overall, and thank you for putting your name forward. So that's it for now. Again, if you guys want your own list reviewed, just leave your PSN in the comments. This has certainly been a bit of a longer one, but please subscribe if you enjoyed it. I'm gonna go off and start thinking of my 1000 subscriber Q&A. I've got all the questions written down, and I'm gonna record that next. That'll be the next video out in a week or two, and then it'll be back to another trophy list review, I believe, maybe a couple games I've got to plan them for. So yeah, thank you ever so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful evening or day or whatever time you're watching this. Take it easy, happy hunting, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.